Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lilywhite Lane. Hope you're doing good, hope you're keeping safe and well, and hope you're having as good a possible Monday, morning, afternoon, evening. It's been a tough old Monday, especially when you're surrounded by a lot of Chelsea fans who will not shut up for 1 minute today. It's painful. It really is painful. But anyway, I've had to warrior through that. I've had to get through with the Chelsea fans absolutely battering me today. And I've made it. I finally made it home safe and finally can get some rest, get some sleep tonight, wake up tomorrow, and hopefully it all gets forgotten about until the next time we lose at Stamford Bridge. But anyway, I do want to talk about something away from yesterday's game. And that's Dele Alli. During yesterday's game, he posted a stupid little TikTok video, right? This is about 10 minutes in or whatever, when we're playing Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Huge game for Tottenham Hotspur. He's a current Tottenham Hotspur player, and he didn't get picked for the squad. So what does he do? Post stupid little TikTok videos during the game. Stupid little TikTok videos during the game, pretending to be a cat or a dog or whatever. It's not the first time he's done these stupid things. Now, I don't have anything against players, doing funny little things on social media. But I don't mean to be rude. Has he gone mental? Like, seriously, he's posting these stupid little things, pretending to be a dog or a cat or whatever. Then he's doing this stupid thing wearing an Iron Man helmet, bonging his head around like a right tosspot. It's like, what is wrong with him? You're a footballer. You're not a TikToker or whatever. And I can understand why you're not a TikToker, because it's just really cringeworthy. It's really cringeworthy. He's dancing about pretending to be bloody Iron Man with his mate that looks like Canelo Alvarez dancing around with his dog. It's like, come on, Dele. This guy used to be a proper footballer, a top footballer that us Spurs fans would rave on about week in, week out. Talk to opposition fans such as Arsenal fans and Chelsea fans and go on about how this guy is the next big thing, how this guy is the next Xavi, the next Iniesta. We used to bang on about how good he was. And at the time, for 4 years under Mauricio Pochettino, 4 or 5 years, as soon as we brought him in from MK Dons, he made a sudden impact, scoring goals left, right and centre, really creative. That front three of Heung-min Son, Harry Kane and Dele Alli, all in their prime, was unstoppable. But ever since Mauricio Pochettino has been sacked, he hasn't been able to adapt like other players have. Now, I can understand players not adapting to new managers. We've had managers in and out the door for years now, with Jose, with Nuno, and now with Conte. But it's like this guy for 2 years has done nothing but throw his career down the drain. Completely throw his career down the drain as soon as Mauricio Pochettino left. And you've got to remember, this guy was one of the best footballers, let alone in the Premier League, in the world under Mauricio Pochettino. As soon as Pochettino goes, this guy has been absolutely pathetic. Now, it's just 2 years of on and off football. I can understand, how he hasn't got, a good enough form, because he hasn't had a consistent run of games. He hasn't had 3 or 4 games in a row to actually prove himself or get a little bit of form. But it's one of those where if you haven't been playing well and you get played, every 3 or 4 weeks, you've got to take that chance. You have to take that chance so the manager thinks, okay, I'm going to play this guy next week. But Dele Alli has completely changed as a player. He's changed from that fast, young, expressive, exciting player to this boring, slow, sloppy passing, not caring, unskillful idiot in midfield recently. The guy has shown no potential recently, and it's so frustrating as Spurs fans because of how much we used to rave on about him. But for me, we get him out the door as soon as possible. And if you would have told me that 3 years ago, that I'd be telling you 3 years later that Dele Alli should leave Tottenham, I would have called myself a tosspot. I would have said, who the hell are you? Telling me that this guy's going to leave Spurs in 3 years and not going to be good enough at all for the next 3 years. But he hasn't been able to adapt. He hasn't been good enough. He's been absolutely pathetic at the club. He just hasn't offered anything in these stupid little TikTok videos, dancing around like Iron Man. I worry for this guy. Honestly, he needs some bloody therapy or something. What is he doing? Spurs, playing at Stamford Bridge, you've been left out. Most players, you've been left out. Okay, you're really frustrated. You're sat at home like, oh, I've been left out. You don't even want to watch the game. You turn off the game. You want to stay away from social media. Yet he's on his phone pretending to be a dog and laughing away. whilst we're losing at Stamford Bridge and getting beaten once again by Chelsea, and he's doing nothing about it. He's a Tottenham Hotspur player. He seems to forget that. He's done nothing but cause issues at the club since his fallout with Jose Mourinho, to not caring under Nuno, to now posting stupid little TikTok videos during big games for Tottenham Hotspur under Antonio Conte. He doesn't help himself. And if we can, the sooner we can get this guy out of the club, the better. He hasn't adapted. He hasn't been good enough at all. He's not a good enough player. And it's so gutting. It's so gutting because a couple of years ago, man, this guy was the dog's bollocks, as they say in Ireland. He really was, The skills this guy had, the goals he scored, the assists he made, the chances he created. But in the space of 2 years, he hasn't done any of that. And it's a simple factor that he doesn't care. It pains me to say that, but he doesn't care. Now, I don't think it's a thing that he doesn't like Spurs. It just seems to me that he's completely forgotten at times that he is a footballer and just doesn't care about not only Tottenham Hotspur, but his own career. He probably knows he's throwing it down the drain, but it doesn't seem like he could give two shits about what's going on with it. For 2 years, he's given no effort. He's not even pushed for a transfer himself or whatever. Okay, you're not enjoying what's going on at the club. You really make a push for a transfer. As frustrating as it is for us Spurs fans, Harry Kane did it in the summer. I couldn't stand it. I went mental about it. And I still believe right now, rightly so, because of the way he tried to push to get out the club and all the faith we, put into him in the last few years. But I think you look at players such as Dele Alli, he hasn't even pushed to get out the club, which shows, he wants to leave the club, but he doesn't really care. It just seems like he's given in on his whole football career, and he's just not going to get any better with any managers because no one is going to believe in him. It's a sad story, but get this guy out of the club as soon as possible, in my opinion. But those are my thoughts and opinions on Dele Alli. Please comment down yours, as I say, in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching this video. Stay safe. All the best. Step lightly, as Rory Jennings would say. And as always, come on you Spurs. Enoch out. In Conte, we trust.